Undying, but I would really like to see some good Sand King plays as well. I think he can do quite a bit to stop these pushes and set up things for the rest of the team. I think if the Sand King can be on point with his burrow strikes and also some good damage with the epicenter, he's going to be creating a lot of space for his team.
I absolutely agree once he gets to Blink, but I think at the very least, the first 25, 30 minutes of this game are decided by the first 10. I think, and that's why I'm saying the Undying is going to kind of be the linchpin in this draft for them, because if they start off poorly, the SK's Blink is going to be much later timed, and he's going to struggle to really find pickoffs, because if they're behind by the time he gets his Blink, their only real chance to use that burrow effectively is going to be with a Laguna Blade. So, I mean, we'll just have to see here. I really do like them going this dual offlane here. I think this is really going to be solid for the Sand King and Undying. It's exactly what I want to see out of Princeton. And if you're Scarsdale, I'm curious to see how you approach this, because your trial lane doesn't really want to fight, right? You just want to get to a building and press liquid fire on it. And they're going to struggle to do that against this lane, especially if the Sand King has played this a few times and goes caustic at 1. You can really just pressure the lane a lot.
Yeah, we'll have to see how he does. Definitely agree. In the event that the lane turns into a bloodbath, it's probably going to favor Princeton, correct?
Normally, I'd say yes. With 3 ranged heroes on Scarsdale, it depends on their zoning. If they can play it well and only use spells and auto attacks at max range, they can really make this difficult for Princeton to really do anything, because Sand King needs to kind of get a burrow strike before he can get any caustic damage then. But it's a very swingy lane. The team that gets the first kill is probably going to get the next 2 or 3. So we'll just have to see. If they get caught in a double decay burrow, like, the game's pretty much over for Scarsdale. But I don't know, man. It's not like this is EG/VP. I can't really predict too much yet.
Well, I'm not sure if you would see EG and VP go for these kinds of lineups either, but we are going to be getting to this game. In terms of our early warding, we do have one mid lane placed down by the Dire here, just to see on the high ground there, just to make sure that the Lina isn't going to be hit by any incoming ganks. And then we've got some pretty deep wards for the Radiant, one on the deeper part of the safe lane for them, and then one on the off lane, just keeping some vision of the jungle there.
I actually think you would see these drafts. Princeton's looks like an EG draft, and Radiant's draft is almost pick for pick what VP picked one game.
All right, well, I guess that's kind of showing that I haven't really watched it.
They fit their playstyles. Yeah, I mean, Radiant's draft is really just a run at you pressure kind of lineup with the Drow and the DK here. So, but no, this is kind of what they're going to struggle with. If you're Princeton, you need to be pumping autos into these heroes without getting double decayed. And they're starting to kind of realize this, but Undying is at 3 decay stacks already. If Sand King gets a quick level 2 and just burrows on one of these, he's in the position he wants to be in. But they're giving him so much space. Like, look at this. Undying's just hitting double decay after double decay, and Sand King's free farming.
Yeah, that is definitely one of the things that you have to worry about when you're playing against an Undying. I know that that's one of the strategies that I try to use just to make sure that I'm not getting hit or not close enough to other heroes on my team to be hitting with those double decays. But, I mean, the Oracle taken down to 320 total health at the max of that. So definitely very susceptible for when the Sand King comes through with the Burrow Strike and a Caustic Finale.
Yeah, it's definitely a tactical pause. The Oracle's just yelling at the THT, quit standing in my range, quit getting me decayed, you jerk. Like, stop. But
I'm pretty sure that this Oracle's just abandoning the Jakira, just letting him die. I would totally do that to my team.
He's not dead. He's just not in a happy place. But one of these two supports one of these two heroes on Dire needs to pick up an Orb of Venom. It's a really huge factor in making sure Sand King can get in Burrow Strike range. So I would like to see probably the Undying pick one up, because I think Sand King has more important things to do. But the Bat Rider ended up getting an entire free 2 levels off of the offlane already too. He's almost level 3.
And he's also disconnected.
What a player. Not even in the game and getting levels.
I mean, I've never seen that before in the history of Dota.
Yeah. So you ready for Heroes of the Storm tomorrow? Talent trees?
Ugh. I really don't want to have to... I can just imagine myself sitting there looking at them, trying to figure out if any of it matters.
Oh, it matters a lot.
Like, and which ones actually matter?
That's going to be the question. There's going to be so many things to balance off of this that Blizzard's going to have to... Or, I said Blizzard,
right?
Heroes of the Storm, man.
Yeah, Heroes of the Storm, great game.
I don't know. We'll just have to see. There's just so many things that if Valve doesn't start doing micro patches like every week or two to balance these, we're gonna struggle because there's so many numbers they just added into the game.
+1 armor. Let's go. That's how you balance Ogre, right? Just give him a little bit less armor. He's completely fine.
More HP regen though to compensate. Just give him 20 HP regen, 0 armor. Why not? Let's go.
That makes sense.
AA's level 10 talent or level 15 talent is 25 HP regen.
I don't even... The ones that make me a little bit confused are the extra gold ones. Oh my gosh. Malone and Flan are getting a bit far up. Sand King has a burst strike, but he's going to miss it. That could have been the first blood, but instead Undyne's going to get it turned around on him. Uses the decay. Can Malone go down? I like Plat going forward. No, he's just not going to be able to get far enough. Sand King does get the second burst strike through to find the kill there, but now he's a bit deep himself, getting slowed down by the Frost Arrows. Freedom Fries wants to get into this one. Can Sand King get out of here? He does pick up the boots. Oh.
He's going to turn. They're going to turn. Pop your mango.
Yeah, he's got the mango. He could definitely get back into this one. Another decay comes out. Sand King eats the mango, goes for the burst strike, only hits on the Kiro, and that should be another death there. So Undyne makes his way quickly back into the lane after the first blood, and they manage to turn around and find 2 on the bottom lane.
Oh no. Undyne, you don't take Tombstone at 2, you take Sword Up. No. That's so bad.
Well, I mean, the way that the lane's gone now, it's going to take a while for those supports to get back to effectiveness here. And I mean, as long as he's going to keep getting those 2 decay stacks off, he should be completely fine here.
Yeah, but if you take Soul Rip, literally you kill them before they can even react. Like, you just burrow when they have 2 decays and Soul Rip them and they die. Like, the hero just melts. And Tombstone's so slow right now. I'm still fine with taking 4 points of it by like 7 or 8, if that's what you want to go. But it's such a good skill just to get 1 point in Soul Rip now.
He's actually got 2 points into Tombstone by this point.
It's too slow. You need that instant pop factor.
I mean, you're against 3 ranged heroes as well.
Yeah.
So it should be pretty easy for him to take it down.
He did get the Orb of Venom, though, so proud of him. You know, he's hearing me. We're getting ghosted right now.
Probably. That's why that pause came out.
That's interesting, but I like it. He's going to eat a lot of right clicks here, so I don't mind this at all. And that should be a dead THD.
Oh, going for double burrow. Again, double burrow strike. They've got the Tombstone as well. This is where it can be effective. These guys aren't even taking down that Tombstone. Freedom Fire is forced back. Zombies are getting killed left and right. Jakiro's dead. So is the Jaw Ranger. And Oracle is next one in the crosshairs. Can't do anything with Purifying Flames. And in fact, she's just going to heal up Sand King with it.
Yep. This is exactly what I was saying. The team that takes the early lead in this lane will control it for the rest of the game. You need to rotate Bat down here, and you need to aggro try. I know it sucks to aggro try with a Drow, but you can't stay in this lane. They're level 4 now already on the dual lane bottom, and they're just going to keep running over you. That's not going to get easier.
Yeah, meanwhile, in the top lane, Bat Rider sitting at level 4 right now. And he's basically right up there with the PA, who uses that magic stick to get the mana back so she can have basically endless stifling daggers. Double damage. Haven't really talked about this lane a whole lot, though. And we have seen Bat Riders in the past get really aggressive with the Napalm stacks and the Firefly, but that really hasn't happened yet here.
Yeah, he made a weird decision opting for an entire wand first, which I think is punishing him right now, because if that wand was boots instead, then he'd be at Tranquils and he could really just be running around right now. THT rotated into mid, did hit a Ice Path after the Dragon Tail, and they managed to close out a kill here on the Lina.
Yeah,
so
he has a double damage rune as well, so yeah, that definitely makes things easier.
Oracle maybe going down in the bottom lane if they're brave. Tombstone's in a really terrible position.
Yeah,
though.
They placed the Tombstone a bit far back, thinking that Scarsdale would continue to retreat back to their base, but no, it's not what ended up happening. If you look at the CS here, it's definitely been a rather chaotic game, but DK and Lina very close in the mid lane, and the Jaw Ranger, she's getting up there, but she is pretty far behind the PA on the other team.
Oh, Lina has no confidence, man. If she just slammed everything in mid lane, she kills the DK. Like, she hit 6 on a creep while DK was in stun range. If you just, like, smash the W, quick skill everything, and jam it, he dies there, but...
Oh, back on the
It's
bottom lane,
confidence
we've got
factor.
another bit of aggression on the Dry Ranger. Nice sounds coming out. Sand King was taking a bit too much harassment. Tower goes into the Sandstorm, which is kind of interesting. A lot of people didn't choose to level that so early. Malone's just standing there. Decay
He's
comes out.
DC'd.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. So if you want to play Dota, don't go to Scarsdale. Looks like your internet doesn't really do well. But rough life here.
All right, so hopefully that these guys reconnect eventually. And it looks like I'm going to have to keep track of pause time for the rest of this match. This is definitely a problem in this league a little bit. Some players can have some intermittent internet. It's also kind of difficult. Like, do you remember having a bedtime in high school? Was that a thing?
Yes. No, sort of. It was kind of one of those things that if my parents came down at midnight and I was still up, they'd be pissed. But it wasn't ever like a you are in bed by X time. You also got to realize I'm old enough, though, that I grew up in the age where, like, you played Diablo 1 on dial-up, and there wasn't really a lot of reason to stay up. I don't know. I played Roller Coaster Tycoon and Diablo 1 and
Oh, yeah.
StarCraft.
Roller Coaster Tycoon. That was my
Yeah,
jam.
man.
Except that's probably why I don't like roller coasters a whole lot now, because I just had way too much fun making them fly off the end of that one
Suicide.
roller coaster and then
You're
dying.
terrible. You are terrible.
Yeah, just a little. But you like me anyway.
Is that what we're going with? Are your finals done yet, by the way? We can talk about school.
I have one final on Tuesday.
Are you going to fail?
Probably.
Okay. Well, now that we got that out of the way.
I mean, I have a full day to study, right? That's how it's going to work, right?
Studies. Nerd.
I mean, I should get an okay grade in that class anyway. It's not a huge deal.
All right. We haven't reconnected. I was the guy that never showed up for class, turned in like half my homework, got a bunch of C's, and finished my degree and left. So Jakiro ice pathing in the top lane is trying to go really aggro on this disruptor. He needs 2 autos, I think, here to finish him off. Liquid Fire. It's going to be close.
Yeah, he's going to keep going underneath it. Disruptor burning down to that Liquid Fire, but it's not going to be quite enough. That last auto attack will do it, but he just went underneath the tier 2 tower for that one. The Oracle did get caught out in the bottom lane, but Bad Rider also killed off there.
This is honestly what Scarsdale needs to do, though. They need to be moving around the map and trying to make something happen. Their tri lane is dead in the water, so you kind of just throw the Drow down here and sacrifice him. He took a second point in Frost Arrows, though, which I'm sure is just wrong. Your Drow is essentially a support in this draft at this point. So you max your aura, you get your ult at 6, and then you tell your team to start being productive. But DK did pop Dragon Form a while back and then didn't do anything with it mid, and now he's bottom.
Yeah,
so
that was very strange. I think that he just felt like he couldn't push the lane in against Selena like that, so now he wants to try to get as much effectiveness out of the Dragon Form as he can, which he's not really even doing that, because yeah, he's going up to the tower now, but I have a feeling that like when you have the Dragon Form up, you just want to make sure you can get the dot damage out onto the tower as much as possible, so he probably missed out on like at least another hit of the Dragon Form there.
Yeah, I mean, essentially every 5 seconds the Dragon Form does 100 damage to the tower, so getting a few autos off with it's huge. But Undying may have ported in a little bravely here, but he should just walk away from this.
Silence, and he's going to get the Fortune's End there, and actually killed off. Soulrip not able to keep him alive, and that's definitely going to be him paying for putting 3 levels into a tombstone.
Yeah, if he was 1-2-1 or something like that there, he might have had a better shot. There were a lot of creeps to pull from Soulrip, but...
well, at least
you ever
with the
seen those
rotation,
sick...
Dragon Knight finds a kill.
You ever seen those sick Undying replays where they deny a teammate with Soulrip? It's really cool to see.
I have never seen that. I didn't even know that
Soulrip,
was a thing.
Yeah, so Soulrip actually does damage to everything that you see it pull from. It does 18, 22, 26, and 30 as you level it up from every unit that you pull the soul from. And so you can actually deny your teammates with it. It's pretty entertaining when it happens. You can also get kills if someone's at like 1 HP and running away out of vision. You can just soul rip a creep and kill him. Definitely pretty entertaining when it does happen.
Lena getting scared out a little bit in the mid lane, but she's going to see a couple of heroes just kind of flying in the river. It looks like Flaunder's a little stuck. He's a bit confused about how dragons can't swim. But that's
Or he's
usually
DC'd again.
Oh, possibly. Well, he's going to get stunned up. There's a little good blade coming through. Can Jakiro stay alive? Just going to put out the Ice Blast. Looks like he was the one actually baiting out the Lena, but this Dragon Knight, he gives him Dragon Form and doesn't really have anything left. There's a Glimpse bringing him back in, as well as a Kinetic Field. Jar Ranger also killed off elsewhere on the map. Trying to go onto the Dragon Knight here, but with all the damage down, Princeton High School can't really do anything there. At least they did take their safe lane hero down.
All right, so Lena in remedial math right now, still trying to learn how to count mana, but we'll see how that goes in the future for her.
Well, sometimes even when you do the math, you don't get the kill, as demonstrated by Bulldog.
Oh, so they need to use this tombstone they put 3 levels in. They need to start getting more out of it. Sure, they killed the drow last time, but they want to be taking some like objectives with it or really putting more pressure. 1 kill on drow while being nice isn't really a hyper effective use of a skill that has a cooldown this long. You want to just throw it behind a hero and burrow strike them and then try to use that to go for a second kill. But the tri lane's coming all back down here for Scarsdale. Scarsdale? Saying this right every time?
Yeah, that is right. Meanwhile, the Dragon Knight gets stunned out in the mid lane underneath the tower. I mean, there's a Laguna Blade, and he's not quite dead yet. The last bit of that Dragon Slave ends up finding him, so he just gets hit by the tip of it, and that ends up being enough.
Undying ate an Ice Path bottom and just died too. So
yeah, Fonder's been pretty on point with the Ice Paths, except for that one.
And they should convert this into a T1 tower. This is good. I mean, you got a kill. You converted this into an objective. This is what you need if you're Scarsdale to really try to get some momentum back in this game. Your Batrider has been essentially a total non-factor in this game. He's died once, gotten no kills, and really hasn't pressured the PA at all. So you got to either jungle him out to some items, or if he's going to go drums, you need to rotate a couple heroes up here and pressure with him. Like, this dire ward, though, is scouting out every rotation they make, which makes it very difficult for them to play aggro.
Well, they haven't even made too many rotations up until now. We're just finally finding some heroes here to rotate, and it's not really even to put like pressure on the PA per se. It's actually just to get a push onto the tower.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is, but they need to be doing this, and they need to do it soon. You want these T1s gone by, like, at the very latest, like 14 minutes, so you can start getting wards on this line and really start closing them out of the map. If you can limit the farm that PHS is getting, you're going to be in good shape here.
Disruptor finding the Oracle inside the jungle. Nice Ice Path, only going to hit onto the Undying. Has yet to put down the tombstone, but PA is right into this one. Getting silenced up by the Drow Gust. Kinetic Field basically all off the mark. Oh, 1 dagger, and the Undying ends up killing off the Oracle. Jakiro surrounded by 3. He's going to put down, get the tombstone there. And now Undying has to back away because Freedom Fries has shown up in force. Nice Static Storm, level 6 on the Disruptor, doing a little bit more work here. Freedom Fries forced away, and Phantom Assassin is going to get a double kill there. She sees blood in the water. She wants to go for the Dragon Knight, but he might be doing quite a bit more damage than she wants him to. Lena stunned up underneath the tower, taking the damage from that as well as the Dragon Knight, but he doesn't have the benefit of the extra Drow Precision Aura damage. So Lena being able to back away here a little bit easier, and oh, Sand King getting very low. That last little tick of the Purifying Flames ends up keeping him alive. He's down to 30 health after that one. This Observer Ward doing quite a bit of work. Flounder going to go forward, looking for the Ice Path hit. He's going to be basically on the edge of the range for it. Will he hit it? Oh, just off the mark. And Lena's got to back up as well, but she's going to run right into the Jakiro. There's the big damage, and I think she's actually dead from this. Jakiro, he's going very deep for it. Oh,
she only took the first half of the dual breath. She didn't take the damage half.
Oh, nice little shot to dodge the Ice Path. I don't know if it would have done enough damage, but here comes a tombstone from the Undying, just going to chase the Jakiro down. This is a very sad dragon. His team is doing work top as well. They're going to kill off the Phantom Assassin in the trees. So the Undying possibly paying a little bit for putting all of his tombstone and stuff down inside his own jungle, because there's going to be no defense of this top tower now. So Jakiro apparently creating enough space to get a tier 1 tower for the rest of his team.
All right, so your next goal for Scarsdale is going to be to smoke up, go try to get 1 pick somewhere in their woods or towards the mid lane and rotate that into a tier 1 kill, and then you need to look to Roshan. You have a very defined game plan if you're them, and if you don't follow this plan, you're going to just get beat by the better team fight every single time. So you really got to just move.
if that is indeed their plan, they should be going for some aggressive wards. We saw Jakiro going for a bit of an adventure through the dire jungle, but it doesn't actually turn anything except for a gank onto the Lina. She does have the Laguna Blade available, getting slowed down by the Jakiro. Nice glimpse putting the Dragon Knight back over towards the rest of the lane, but now there's going to be a flame break doing some nice damage. Jakiro gets the false promise, keeping him alive, but the Lina has gotten away. Not enough damage from the double dragon strat.
Yeah, not quite enough there, but I mean, still not a bad rotation. Definitely put some pressure, and DK didn't really have enough mana to do much there. Dragon form is back up now, so they could look to do something with this. The Static Storm did just get committed as well, and Lasso's back up. So Batrider should look to grab some mana and go right into mid here and use the Lasso.
Dragon Knight wants to get aggressive. There's going to be the LSA hitting him in the face there. He's trying to back away, but he's not going to quite be able to get there. PA comes in with one last dagger, finds a kill onto a very tanky Dragon Knight, but PA trying to make a case for being as tanky, if not more herself, with the Vanguard and the phase boost, just running right forward onto the Oracle. Batrider's taking the fall. She's getting slowed down a little bit by the Frost Arrows. If only the PA could... the Drow Ranger could actually hit the PA. Gus comes up, does basically nothing, as the Oracle just gets out with a shred of life on him.
Huh. So yeah, I mean, PHS has just got a way better team fight. It's pretty obvious here. We're seeing, and the Sand King doesn't even have his blink yet. So once they get that, it's going to be very, very difficult for Scarsdale to look to take any actual team fight, which means everything they need to do needs to be sneaky. They need smokes. They need better vision. They really need to just start controlling things a little better. And Sand King's just going aggro as hell here.
Gets a double burrow strike. You can just tell by the positioning of Princeton High School that they are feeling super confident about this push. Ice Path comes in, but it does basically nothing. Scarsdale finding it very difficult to actually hit anything on the Princeton, and you could see the Sand King looking for another double burrow strike there, only being forced back after he realizes that his team doesn't really have the best amount of mana there. But Princeton High School, they're ahead by 10 kills, and they're looking pretty good here.
Yeah, they definitely are. I really think this is a miss call here from Batrider to go drums. I think they need Blink Lasso so badly to find their way into any sort of fight, or just to find better pickoffs. And I don't think drums really do what they need it to do. He doesn't need to be tanky and be in the middle of a team fight. There's too much damage coming out between Tombstone and Burrow and Epi, and there's just way too much AoE damage for him to do this. Lina?
Lina gets a nice LSA down. She's very low. She could possibly... No, Macropire's going to secure that kill. Now Disruptor trying to back away. He's going to take one more hit from the Dragon Knight, but actually the Oracle comes with Purifying Flames on that one, manages to find the kill. Dragon Knight doing a little bit of work on the high ground. Malone's just walking in as well. Scarsdale want to try to pursue these kills. Burrow strike. Epicenter. It's going to get challenged, and it's going to get them there. Malone eventually dying to it. So with the last dying strokes of the Sand King, manages to find a kill there, but that means that the push is going to continue on the mid lane. Smack's doing a little bit of work, but he's not managed to get to his Desolator or his next item just yet. So there's only so much effectiveness that he can have on this mid lane.
Yeah, and
looking for the deny.
This is being played well here by Scarsdale. They can't take fights, so they're basically just running bodies into buildings. They lose a fight and they go right back to it before Princeton's ready, and then they're just getting these free buildings off the back of it.
Oh, PA goes right in towards the Jakiro, manages to dodge the ice, but actually walks right into the ice path. Yule Scepter up in the air by the Lina, gets the LSA on the back of the one. Here comes the Tombstone, absolutely blown up by the Laguna Blade, and now Dragon Knight's been caught out underneath the Tombstone. Do they actually have the... Yeah, they have the glimpse to bring him right back in. False Promise doing a little bit of work trying to keep him alive, but the Phantom Assassin just goes straight forward, right for Freedom Fries. Gust in 3 seconds, but I don't know if it's going to matter. Freedom Fries gets the Gust off. Can Phantom Assassin chase his kill down? She has a dagger in 1 second, and well, that's not going to be enough for the death, but use the Blink Strike to figure it out anyway. And now Malone's been caught out as well. Princeton High School, can anything stop them right now? They just keep running forward.
Yeah, when they actually get the first pick or the first stun in a team fight, everything goes their way. I mean, every single objective, every single team fight's going to go their way. And that's the struggle here. That was definitely some save your teammate syndrome. They could have just let THD die and walked away from that. Instead, they take 3 losses. So big swing for the Princeton boys here. They got a T2 tower and 3 kills off that.
Yeah, definitely a great fight for Princeton High School there. I mean, basically just finding whatever they can after a scrappy fight, and then Phantom Assassin shows up and takes whatever she wants out of the rest of it. So right now, Lina, we were talking about her getting up some items to do well. She's building up towards an Aether Lens right now. Should have it when she disassembles the Arcane Boots, as well as the Yule Scepter, which we've seen already figure into quite a few fights. Not quite managing to save her for the first time in the last one, but still doing a lot of work for her. And Sand King also has his Blink Dagger up. So as well as Princeton High School have been doing, they're definitely getting some more key items here.
Yeah, they hit all their major item timings first. The Batrider is still 900 gold off of his Blink Dagger, which is a long ways away. The DK just finished an Armlet at 19 minutes. That is not the position you want your mid DK to be in. And the Drow is on welfare. She's still looking to figure out how to get a Dragon Lance. So the cores are just broke right now on Scarsdale's side. And it's going to be hard for them to take team fights for about the next, I'd say, 3 minutes or so while their Bat finishes up Blink Dagger. And then again, they still can't take the fight straight up. They can't just run into Princeton.
And eventually, Phantom Assassin is going to have her Desolator as well. So this Phantom Assassin that's just been running forward with that Vanguard, her first item pickup, seems to be pretty effective here. She's gone 5, 1, and 6 so far. I mean, she's going to be absolutely melting these heroes pretty soon.
Yeah, this is just going to get interesting. I think we're going to see a lot of chaotic team fights. Obviously, the kind of the gold standard items to get to for Scarsdale is going to be BKBs, especially if Lena doesn't go straight into an Ags, because it looks like she's going Veil next. They definitely will be in this position where a BKB could make it so that you're just invulnerable to 4 of the 5 heroes on Princeton. But I don't know how they ever get there. They're so far away from any of those items.
Jakira coming forward, puts out 1 Ice Path, ends up keeping a lot of creeps and heroes in place for a couple seconds. But the push on the tower will continue as soon as Princeton has another creep wave. They're all just kind of posted up around the top lane for now. Smax continues with the farm and is having his Desolator delivered to him right now on the courier.
Yeah, not the biggest item pickup here because none of his team really utilizes it that well, but still going to be really helpful in pushing down these towers and making it so these daggers just hurt.
Yule Scepter on the Jakiro as soon as PA comes in. Double Yule Scepter going to be used there, but the Burrow Strike eventually comes through, and look at the amount of damage from Princeton. And Smax, he doesn't even care that the Dragon Knight is one of the tankiest members of the team. He's got the Glimpse back used by the Disruptor, as well as the Kinetic Field going to be keeping him there. Laguna Blade, I don't think there's a chance that Mars survives after this one, and now Malone in some trouble as well. The Dragon Knight dead, just being a meat shield there through the false promise. And now Princeton High School, they are ready to go for a tier 2 tower here and possibly for a high ground.
Yeah, with these items, you just can't compete. You're not at a position where, okay, we lost a fight at their objective, let's go right back to it and take it. Now you're on the back foot if you're Scarsdale, and with the Drow draft, it's really hard to come back from that. They really don't have any options, barring PA being super aggressive or Lena being super aggressive and getting caught 2 or 3 times. They're kind of just stuck. And at this point, it should be a pretty clean win for Princeton.
Well, it should be. And, you know, even through that fight, Sand King didn't use a Blink into Epicenter combo, so there's still some gas left in the can for Princeton High School, as if that were in any doubt at all. But, I mean, if you're Scarsdale, you're looking for that opportunity to get back into this game, and, well, you said a lot of it's going to come through those BKBs, and it just looks like they're not even close to that point yet.
Yeah, I don't see a situation where they get there. The Drow just finished Helm of Dom and Dragonlance, so still not even a fighting force at this point. Those are pretty much farming and survival items. So she's not going to be able to do anything in team fights other than sit back and be an Aurabot. Your DK's still at just an armlet. I mean, he's a long ways off of any real item. Your Bat is the only one showing progression. And that's not a position you want to be in because he's not able to just run into a fight and be like this chaotic, disruptive force that you want to see out of him.
Yeah, this Batrider's laning presence was very confusing to me. I mean, there was a point where they just left a Phantom Assassin to play against him, and she was still getting kills there. I mean, this Batrider, he's 0-3-1 so far and hasn't really done too much on the map. It's a little bit strange to me.
What's on the courier? Okay.
We're going to see the Dragon Tail on the Disruptor. Could absolutely blow him up right away. He's managed to get away, and the Sword is going to keep him alive. Phantom Assassin getting lassoed up to by the Batrider, but here comes the Epicenter in from the Sand King, going right for Mar. Mar in a ton of trouble. Eventually, that Laguna Blade ends up figuring out how to get the kill. Phantom Assassin going right for the Oracle, eventually finding the kill there. And Jakiro, he's flying, but he's going to be dying pretty soon. Another kill for Princeton as they find 4 inside the Radiant jungle.
That was as good of a team fight as you're going to find if you're Scarsdale, honestly. You call the game here.
Is under attack.
It really is just over. You didn't even manage to get a kill off of that.
I mean, it's still 2,300 gold going the way of Princeton High School after that. And, I mean, sure, you almost took down a Disruptor, but a well-timed Soul Rip. And the fact that your positioning still wasn't very good after that means that even the Disruptor, who's probably the easiest person on Princeton High School to kill, doesn't end up going down.
And they got a beautiful lasso on PA, pulling her way off the edge of the fight, and they couldn't even go on her. They don't have the damage to actually bring her down with that Vanguard pickup, and it looks like she's going into a BKB now, would be my guess. She's legitimately just going to be unkillable. And, I mean, honestly, maybe if you're Scarsdale, you're taking this time to talk about what went wrong and figure out what you're going to do next game, or maybe you're just saying there's still a chance or Ancient hasn't fallen yet, but this game is over.
As I was talking about in the draft, Scarsdale are kind of a team with some very specific drafts or specific styles that they try to go to. And when they start to not work as well, they just kind of go to the next strat. That's why they like the 3-game series or the 2-game set, just so they can, try to show 2 different looks each game. So I highly doubt that we're going to see something similar to this pushing lineup from Scarsdale. So maybe they perform a little bit better with their next strategy, but I highly doubt that we're going to see anything even remotely similar to this in game number 2.
So if any high school teams are watching this cast, or any of them are listening in, or the 2 playing here get another shot after this, in these kind of games, guys, our buttons are your best friend. Tidehunters, Sand Kings, Lena's, Disruptors.
Hold that thought. We've got a Yule Scepter onto the Bat Rider. He's getting caught out inside the jungle. Looking to play to come through, and that Burrow Strike also just happens to find the kill. Bat Rider looking for anything he can on this map, trying to, carry his team to victory. He is the top net worth on that team, but still, he's just being a bit too greedy for farm right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just coming down to team fights. Like, Scarsdale isn't in a position where they have the items to split push properly or apply pressure or even farm safely other than Bat Rider. And they're just stuck. I mean, they really are just stuck. They're stuck trying to run as a 5-man unit, and they can't get any item progression because of it. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you other than this is bleak.
I mean, what should you do as Scarsdale? Right now, if we look at their vision, they see a little
tap
bit...
out.
You tap out? It's over?
Tap out. It's over. Like, I'm sorry. This could be like bots playing against bots, and this game is still over. Like, there isn't coming back from this. You are so far down. It doesn't even matter if you find 2 or 3 clean pickoffs. Like, you were down so far with a draft that needed momentum. You got buried in the tri lane, which I said couldn't happen or you were going to lose. And they really are just stuck in a position where they have no outs.
I mean, this PA's gotten to that item that a lot of Scarsdale are going to end up needing in the BKB. Dragon Knight, all he's able to build up is a double damage rune inside of a bottle, and you can't really even build double damage runes. So, I mean, that just shows how far behind he is. Got to push onto the mid lane for Princeton High School. Aegis on Phantom Assassin. Let's just go right up to the high ground with this one, and there's very little that's going to be able to stop her right now. I mean, it would be fine if they could actually hit this PA, but she's got Blur, and it's going to be so hard to actually find this elusive girl. And she's going to walk right up there and start doing the Desolator damage to the tower. Macropyre gets put down, trying to take some creeps out, but they get pulled over to the side by the creep wave spawned on the Radiant side. So eventually they do get caught out, and Princeton High School possibly knocked back a little bit for a couple of moments, but there's still a lot of time left on the Aegis. Backdoor protection not going to be there. Dragon Tail comes through on the PA. Is the perma stun going to be there? She actually blinks forward right over towards Malone. Malone taking a lot of damage. Can Malone stay alive? That's actually going to be the Bat Rider lasso taking PA back to this one. But the Lugana Blade comes through, making sure the Oracle is going to die. Dragon Knight caught out. Lots of damage done to Smax, but he still has the Aegis. It's going to be reclaimed in two minutes, but I don't think she's going to be getting there. In fact, the Aegis is going to pop there. Bat Rider caught out. Will the Phantom Assassin decide to go back over there? She is going to go right back over towards the Bat Rider, and he was way too far out for way too long. Bat Rider, Dragon Knight, both going for the buyback. Malone in trouble. Yeah, that Oracle's going to go down as well. And Smack's looking just way too massive with that BKB. Running around inside the base, not even caring that his Aegis was up there. Still finding kills onto the Bat Rider and forcing out so many buybacks from Scarsdale.
Yep, 3 buybacks and a dieback on Oracle. I mean, that's just it. You killed the Undying, sure. The Bat Rider got a ton of gold off that kill. It should have put him very close to his 4 staff if he didn't buy back there. But cool, you stop the push. It costs you 3 buybacks and 3k gold, but the Sun Dying is probably going into pipe here, which means Macro Pyre and Flame Break aren't going to be able to be used as super effective wave clear anymore. And yeah, I mean, it's just every item is putting a bigger and bigger tax here on Scarsdale. There's really no options left.
Lena's hunting for Dingo. She's going to go right for the Jar Ranger. Pops down the Veil of Discord and says, see ya to the Jar Ranger. And also says, see ya to that batter. Puts him right up into the air. She just gives him the middle finger.
I think this is where we start just like looking at cosmetics and stuff and talking about how cute the heroes are, because this is bleak.
Got any waifus here?
No, that's not me, man. I'm not an anime person.
You're not into weebs?
No, that's why E and I aren't friends anymore.
Rip.
All that, I kind of yelled at him. But anyway, so the Sand King, though, pretty cool item set, huh? Got
Sand
that
King?
mythical tail going, the immortal helmet.
Sand King doesn't have that many items. Or the ones that he
this
has
is
are
naked.
just stupid.
This is a naked PA, though. That makes me sad.
She's not naked, though. She actually has clothes on. There are sets that can make her more naked.
This is true.
So
You're probably very well versed in those, aren't you?
yes, I am. I love that set. I don't know where you go after that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we just kind of killed all discussion at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all right. So to talk about something productive, this is a good pickup here from Princeton. Opting for the Lincolns on Lena. It's just another defensive item, and when you're looking to just go high ground like this, every defensive item you buy makes it harder and harder for them to go on you. And so I really do like this pickup from her here. I think that's a very heads up play instead of just going Ags or Shadowblade or, Rapier. So yeah, she should be able just to siege this tower down pretty much herself, and it's very difficult to kill her.
Ice Path off the mark, and Dragon Knight actually going to be caught out by the kinetic field. Going back a little bit, PA pops the BKB, goes underneath the tower. Bat Rider probably should turn around and just lasso that BKB Phantom Assassin, but he's not going to get that off. Glimpse goes back onto the Jakiro, and he's going to be brought right back into the PA. Okay, Disruptor pulled underneath the towers. He's probably not in the best of places, but he's going to do the best that he can, putting down the Static Storm, helping the Phantom Assassin to find the Oracle kill. And these are heroes that don't have buybacks. First racks of the game going to be taken by Princeton High School. Ice Path doing everything it can just to try to stall these guys out. Jakiro, he's trying to be the MVP of his team, but he's going to try his best. His best will not be good enough. And that's going to be the first set of racks going the way of Princeton High School. Another nice path, nice ice path, being used to just kind of stall.
Path.
Yeah, I like to shorten that one.
Huh. So PA needs to go Rapier because reasons.
Because, damages and stuff.
Yeah, make the game more exciting.
Well, she's going Basher instead, so to the much...
Like, at this point, I think Princeton's goal should just be to hit a 1k gold lead per minute in this game. They're at like 25k-ish right now. They're not that far off. All they need to do is clear the base out in the next like 3 minutes, and they'll win by 33,000 gold. And then, have a cool little number at the end of the game.
Well, Princeton, they might just go back to farming a little bit. Disruptor kind of hanging out in the mid lane. I'm not feeling so good that his team let him die. You ever get that feeling as a support? Your team lets you die, and you're like, man, I hate these guys. I'm just going to farm for the rest of the game.
No.
Okay. Maybe I'm the only toxic one here.
Yeah, you must be. No, I'd be very content dying and getting 4 kills in her axe, but that's just me. But the pipe is done now and then dying. I mean, maybe you can find a glimmer of hope left, but this is just kind of one of those things you just gotta wait. There is nothing left at all for Scarsdale.
Man, this Bat Rider,
all
you
right.
can tell he wants to do something around the map, but he just walks over to lane, sees 2 heroes there, and says, nope.
I lied. There's one play that makes this so Scarsdale wins. All 5 of the Dire heroes run into this fountain thing and stand here for like 20 seconds 4 times in a row.
I don't even think the PA will die then. I mean,
eventually, if she just stands there.
Okay, maybe you get lucky, and I don't know. The fountain just gets True Strike or something, and the PA dies.
You would want to get lucky with PA.
I don't even think that fountain's gonna kill her, honestly. I think even the fountain is tilting this match.
Maybe. Just gonna start attacking Radiant Heroes.
Yeah.
Just like, let this end.
That would be interesting.
That'd be really cool as an item. Like a 20,000 gold item. Fountain now attacks enemy heroes for 30 seconds or something. Even just Fountain disabling regen for like 5k or something. Ouch.
Yeah, we do have a fight.
Two-shot the Oracle.
A bunch of damage. Freedom Fry's in trouble. Nothing the team can do is that PA is BKB'd. Oh my god, that used to be Health Lichikiro.
Is there a rule you can't GG out? Okay, there we go.
There is no rule that you cannot GG out. That is indeed something that the teams can do, and indeed they do it here. 34 minutes in the game. Princeton High School complete their absolute shellacking of Scarsdale, punishing them for the same old strategies. We'll see if Princeton can figure out what Scarsdale has next in game number 2, but after that one, what a dominating performance.
Man, I don't know how I'd feel going to a school with my mascot being the High Tigers. I think there's just so many jokes there.
There was actually a
As
school...
you cough, that was like the best cough timing ever.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, there's a school. What?
There was a school back where I used to live, and there was a shirt about that school, and it said, "I went to Methacton High and came back that way too."
So bad.
Anyway, thanks for watching Game 1, guys. We'll be right back with Game number 2 in just a few moments in the High School Star League Dota 2 Winter Playoffs. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay classy.